Hi, I'm Dr. Twiston, and I'm here to help you to be more entertaining with soap bubbles. Now, I'm not talking about just blowing giant bubbles and so forth. Later on, we're going to get into some bubbles inside of a bubble, do a merry-go-round soap bubble, a caterpillar bubble, and all sorts of other wonderful things. But right now, let's get into some basics about bubbles. Now, at the stores, you can purchase different wands, and I have an assortment of them right here, and I'd like to demonstrate a couple of them to you, because each of the wands have different effects. We'll start with the smaller ones at this point. One of my favorites is this one right here. This is called a bubble bear, okay? Now, with the bubble bear, as you unscrew the top, okay, and when you're performing, what you do is you pretend now to grab the hair of a child or an adult. And then you pretend to dip it in and hook it onto the wand. And you pull it up, and you pull it up. And the wand comes out of his head, and you blow. Dip it back down in again, pull it up again. Now, if you haven't already gathered by now, you will see that the way I am actually making that wand come out is by squeezing the tummy. And that makes it come up. But what you do is for show is you pretend that there's a hair. And you synchronize that with it. Okay? And a lot of people say, how did you do that? Okay? Now, there's some other things that I do is I have a squirt gun. Now, in performance, I say, I brought my squirt gun today and I'm going to use it. Okay? Dip it into your soap solution. Pretend like you're really going to squirt all the people that are in your audience. But watch what actually happens. Dip it in again. And the people are going like this, and what you say is, you thought I was going to squirt water at you. No, this is a bubble squirt gun. You know, just an added thing for your character. Other things you can buy, smaller wands. We have one that's been around for years. This makes medium-sized bubbles. And later on, if you look right here, there's a little film. And you can use this as a bubble trampoline, and I will show you later on in this video how to make a bubble trampoline where bubbles will actually bounce off of this film. Or you can make medium-sized bubbles, okay? This one right here is a pattern wand. Now you might think, hey, that looks like it's going to make zillions of bubbles all over the place. Like Lawrence Welk, right? Not the case. Usually with pattern wands like this, it makes bubble clusters. Watch. See? Bubble clusters are more than one bubble stuck together. In fact, if you see a bubble where there are only two bubbles stuck together, you can say there's twin bubbles because of the two. Okay? Again. Now, you can also get into some other things too. Giant bubbles or bigger bubbles that I talked about a little bit earlier. Okay? One of my favorite wands to make or to use is this one right here. This is a bigger version of the wands that you will find in those little dime store bottles of bubble juice that you buy in a store. And what makes those types of wands so wonderful is that they have ridges. In Bubble Magic and Creations, what you need are bubble ridges in order for it to hold more bubble soap. Okay? The more bubble soap you can hold, then the better and the bigger the bubbles. Let me demonstrate. Okay, here we go. So you can make a bubble tube. Or you can do stuff like make a donut, if you like. See? Or you can even try to make it surround you, like this. Okay? There's lots of wonderful things that you can do. Here are a couple other bigger wands that make patterns. Okay? Again, the more holes that you have, the bigger the clusters. Okay? Lots of really neat things. Now, this is a heart-shaped wand. Bubbles do not come out in the shape of hearts. What they do is they come out round. But this will give you some nice patterns to demonstrate and to watch. See? And another one. This is my personal favorite of the pattern wands. See, make some really nice patterns for wands. Now, you're saying, Dr. Twiston, do I have to buy all these things in order to have fun with bubbles? No, you don't. In fact, all of you know what this is. Beer can or pop can 6-pack holders. This has holes in it. All you can do with this, dip it in, and make more bubble clusters. Okay? How about some kid sunglasses? You don't wear them. What you do is you just dip them in and make more bubbles. Anything with holes you can use to make bubbles. Fly swatter. More than just for swatting flies. Make lots of bubbles. Okay? Now, of all the ones that I have accumulated over the years, my favorite is this one. This makes giant, huge bubbles. With this particular apparatus, I have made bubbles over 30 feet in length. But for the sake of this video, we're not going to do that. But what I will do is demonstrate how to do this. Now notice that this right here has cloth. Remember what I said earlier about having something that holds soap, and cloth is good for that. Now, besides using cloth, you can also use string. Now, if you use string to make your own wand, use cotton string. That's more absorbent. The nylon string cord doesn't work. Cotton string holds it. But now let me demonstrate this one right here. Okay. Dip it in, get lots of soap on it. Okay, let's try it again. That's one thing that happens. Let's say you have a bubble that pops. Well, what you can say, that's my pop-a bubble. That's right, I pop a bubble every once in a while. Here we go. Oops. There we go. See? Giant, huge bubbles. Now, if you're making giant bubbles like this using this apparatus or some of the other wands that I have demonstrated, here's what you do. You take 15 parts of dish soap. No, 15 parts of water to 1 part of dish soap. Now, that makes a very good bubble blowing solution, or bubble juice as bubble blowers call it. If the bubbles pop, like they did a couple of times during my demonstration, just add less water, and that makes them stronger. Okay? What I'd like to do right now is show you some bubble tricks.